Welcome to the Break the Stigma podcast, where each episode we focus on raising awareness and debunking the negative stigma behind mental health.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Angel.
I'm Kianah.
And this is the Break the Stigma podcast.
Woo-woo!
Break
The stigma.
Yeah.
We just won a Grammy just now.
Yeah, we did. So we're gonna start this episode off with a new segment, and it's done usually in DBT settings, but you talk about your high and your low of the week. So Kianah, would you like to go first? Your high?
I would. I'm
Or no,
not high though.
do your low first, because we had to end it on a good note.
Oh, true. Yes, true. Therapy. I guess my low would be like hard discussions during therapy that made me rethink like everything.
Yeah. Were you able to like process some like things through it though?
No. Yes and no. It's like I'm in like this in between stage of like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that, I guess that is the low, just like being in that in between stage and like not really knowing how to like cope and all those things.
Got you.
How about you? What's your high or low?
Well, my low for this week would probably be, I've been having pretty bad like body image days, honestly. Like I look at my body and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Literally and metaphorically.
I feel it.
So that was definitely my low. I have eaten Chick-fil-A every day for the last like 2 weeks, and that is not healthy, but Chick-fil-A is so damn good.
It's bussin'.
It's
God.
Yeah, so that's definitely my low for the week. I've been really struggling with body dysmorphia and that kind of whole realm of things. All right, now what's your high?
My high, okay. My high is definitely, I guess, coming here, like seeing you. Because my week has been absolute shit. So I guess seeing you has been like definitely
I'm so
good.
honored. Wow.
You're welcome.
That's so sweet.
Thank you. Your high doesn't have to be me. It can be something actually
Yeah,
real.
but my high is not you.
Oh, I am so hurt.
My high for the week would probably be today. I went to the American Dream Mall with my mom.
Ooh.
And I spent all my money that I had on my vacation. And although it was probably irresponsible to go off of my budget, I enjoyed myself. Therefore, it is valid.
Yes.
Yes.
I will validate you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because I got really cute things. I'll show you after this.
Okay.
Okay, I can have like a try on haul. I can be like Bethany Moda back in the day.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know who that is.
Okay. Okay, well now that is over, we're going to get into what the actual episode is going to be about, which is going to be...
We're going to talk about like what we would tell to our younger selves.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you guys remember from 2-3 episodes ago, First Step to Healing, episode 2, when we discussed how like a good healing exercise in therapy is like writing a letter to your younger self. We're basically going to be talking about what we would say in that letter, hypothetically.
Right.
And then we're going to talk about how we are implementing that advice to our younger self in our life today.
Right.
Oh, hey.
Hi. I'm good. He reminds me of my dad. My dad's like just straight to the point, like honest, like that. I like it. I was in my session with Kara, and we were talking about like trigger warning, like sexual assault and all that stuff, and I like felt like it was my fault because I made bad decisions leading up to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she was telling me like, what would I tell my younger self if like I was like walking in the woods when I wasn't supposed to, and I fell and like broke my leg or something, because it's still something bad that happened, but like me tripping over something and breaking my leg isn't like my fault.
Yeah.
So I would just, I think from that perspective, I would just like hold myself and like hug myself and tell myself like it's okay, and like don't be scared, like you're safe, like you're gonna be okay, like stuff like that, just like more comforting things than as I do like now as an adult. I say in like quotation marks because I feel like a child. Yeah, but like as an adult, like things that I don't say and I haven't said for like years.
Do you think you believe that though? Like, do you believe now like what you would say to your younger self? That you, like, do you believe right now that like you are okay and you're safe, and like, or would you just say that to your younger self because as a child, but you don't really believe it yourself? That makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, I want to hold that to my situations, like the everyday life now, but it's hard because it's basically like I haven't been like holding myself like a child basically for most of my life.
Yeah.
Like, even in childhood, I was not a very nice person to myself. So that's just like a 180 a way of thinking that I'm not good at.
Yeah.
I want to though, because I feel like it would be easier for me to like go on with my life and not be sad
Definitely.
and self-hating.
What is some like advice do you think that you do take from yourself? Because you are really good at giving advice, but do you take it yourself?
No. Do I take my own advice? No.
Who does that anymore?
That's ludicrous.
Ludicrous, like the rapper.
No, that means crazy.
Ludicrous. That's a rapper, isn't it?
It is, but that's not the. It's a word.
I didn't know that.
Okay. I'll show you a dictionary after this.
Okay. Webster sponsor us.
No, I wish I took my own advice because I'm smart.
Yeah.
And I know what is right. But I don't feel that the right way is the right way. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
Like, cognitively, I know that that I should not be doing this.
It's like rational mind versus emotion mind. You're just stuck in emotion mind.
Oh, yeah.
Wise mind just doesn't exist.
Wise mind isn't a thing, you know?
It's just always emotion mind.
Yeah.
With a hint of like rationality here and there.
Well, in situations where you
thing
really
to do.
know. Like,
Yeah. This is the right thing to do, but like emotionally, I want to do this thing anyway, so we're just gonna.
Right. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, but how about you? What is something that you would say to your child self?
Something that I would definitely say to my childhood self is that I don't need to be the person that everyone wants me to be.
Oh, that's big.
I grew up being someone that constantly wanted to please everyone, and I think I still I feel like my life's purpose is to make everyone else happy but not make myself happy. And so if like my younger self was standing in front of me, I would like make sure to let her know like you don't have to do anything for other people, like do everything in your life for you, because your opinion of yourself is the only one that matters, and like your feelings are what matters more than others. Not saying other people's feelings don't matter, but learning to put myself first.
Yeah, because you're so used to like taking a step back because you know you want this other person to be okay.
Yeah, even when it came to like whenever I was suicidal, like I only felt like I was living for other people and not for our packets that
yeah.
Like I won't kill myself if you don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
Just at that point we're just like living for each other, which I mean it's like nice because it works. And I think that's what I'm hoping to work toward in therapy, is finding my true life's purpose and not just like surviving but actually living.
No, yeah, I know exactly like what you're saying. I don't know exactly, but I understand.
You got it.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna adopt that too. Like just telling myself that it's okay for me to be in this like up front in my mind.
Yeah, like being truly and authentically yourself.
Yeah.
Other than like, whereas right now I feel like, I'm not sure if you do this, but like I have different personalities to fit each friend that I have.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if it's a borderline thing or if it's just a mentally ill thing in general. But
I don't know. I don't have like any personality disorder that I've been diagnosed with in this current moment.
Not yet.
But like yeah, I have that like the thing of when I'm with you, I'm more like myself than when I'm in most places. Like I'm okay to be quiet and like calm when I'm with you. Like I don't have to be talking 24/7.
Yeah.
But with other people, and especially like at the PHP that I'm at, like I cannot, like I have to be making other people happy.
Yeah.
And it almost distracts from like how shitty I'm feeling in that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's like a coping mechanism.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably like some sort of avoidance, like you're talking to avoid like sitting alone with the thoughts in your head. that got deep.
Yeah.
No, but
like I don't know how many of y'all have been in eating disorder recovery, but it's hell. It's hard. Like I stopping cutting when I went like a couple years without cutting. That was easier than not sticking my fingers down my throat.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like I don't do that.
But yeah, no, I know you do.
Yeah. I don't even know, because I used to struggle so much with like the cross addiction thing, where I like, if I was recovering from one thing, I was doing bad with the other.
Oh yeah.
But this is like the first time in my life that I'm doing I don't want to say I'm doing okay. I feel like I'm gonna jinx myself. But
that's such a real thing though.
Like this is the first time in my life that like both of my struggles are like semi under control.
How does
like,
that feel?
It feels so weird. But like I'm relieved, because I used to, like I said, like if I like wasn't engaging in self-harm, I was heavily restricting, or if I was not restricting at all, I was like cutting almost every day. Right. So it's just like I always flip-flop between which one I was struggling with, and I don't know why I never was able to put both of them, like I never held both of their importance to the same level where I could like work on them both together. Mm-hmm. But now that I am, I just feel like it's weird because I have my life semi under control now, which is weird.
Because that's not your norm.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Like I don't know how I will feel when I'm
covered.
We're not even like recovered, but like using symptoms like way less than I am now.
Yeah.
I don't know how that will feel. If I like, because I also have had that struggle of like, if I'm not like restricting, purging, all of those things, then I'm self-harming. Right now I'm in PHP, but I am like, I feel like I'm half one foot in, one foot out of recovery.
Yeah.
Because I'm still using symptoms and all that thing and all that stuff. But I'm working towards it.
What do you think is like the one thing stopping you from just jumping in completely?
Fear. I am scared out of my mind, and fear of just like what my life will be like after this, but also like the fear of like being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I don't like it at all, because no, it's not fun.
Yeah.
And that worries me because like now anyway, like I'm so afraid that I'm letting it like stop me. I'm hitting like this weird plateau of like not doing well but not getting worse.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I think that's the hardest part of recovery. I don't even think that relapsing is that hard of a piece in recovery. Like I think it's the point when like you're at like a flat level where like you're, like you said, you're not getting worse but you're not doing better either, because then you're stuck in like a why can I not move up, but then you're also like proud of yourself for not doing worse, so you're like on the fence. And I think that's like the hardest part that no one really talks about when recovering, because people think of that as like, well, you're not engaging in any behaviors, but you're not fully where you want to be in life either. So. Wow,
that was so weird.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna take a short break.
You're gonna hear the cute little advertisement that me and Kianah always put together for you guys. It's the same one every single time we don't re-record it.
Yeah.
But you're gonna hear it, and then we will be back to talk about our college life and what we are hoping to do in our future.
Yeah.
And we're back. And better than ever.
Better than ever.
We are together.
Unfortunately. I couldn't think of a rhyme, so I decided to go negative.
Okay, right.
That made sense.
Okay. So, on the break, we discussed what we were going to talk about for the last half of the episode. Do you want to let the listeners know?
No, but I will. We are going to talk about, since we, like the beginning, we talked about our child, what we would tell our child itself, and we are not children anymore, technically.
Technically speaking, we are
adults.
Ew.
But as a child, we all have these dreams and hopes, so let's reflect back, or not reflect back on them, but like let's inform our younger selves kind of what we're doing now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So for me, it's funny because I feel like a lot of kids growing up, like whenever they're asked like, oh, what do you want to do when they grow up, like it always like changes as they get older. But looking back for me, ever since I was like 9 years old, I always said psychology. Like whenever someone asked me, that's always what I wanted to do was psychology. I wanted to study psychology and be a therapist. Like that's what I would always say. And here I am now in college at Montclair State University.
MSU, go
Red Hawks.
Jinx.
I'm studying psychology like I always wanted to, and I'm hoping that 5 years down the line from now I'll have my LCSW and be seeing clients in my own private practice on a regular basis.
Fancy. Question, do you want to work with people with eating disorders and trauma and all that shit, or?
You know, it's interesting because whenever I went to residential, I like loved it so much that like I wanted to go back as like on the other side of it, like being a worker.
Right.
I think it would be cool like being on the other side of it. But then I also have this like doubt in my mind for some reason that like I'm never gonna get over my own eating disorder enough to help other people with theirs.
Gotcha. That's a real fear. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Not saying like, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I'm validating you.
Yeah. No, but like obviously like that would be because I would be able to relate the most to them, and I would want to help other people struggling with eating disorders. And I'm hoping that I'm over mine by then.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, it's something that's gonna like be with me forever, haunting my every move.
That's what I'm scared of with my eating disorder, but that'll be another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Funny enough, not that early, but like around the age of 12, I realized that I wanted to be a social worker, and specifically a social worker with DIFAS, or DCPP, but it's the Child Protective Services in New Jersey. Before then, you know, I wanted to be like a doctor, a veterinarian.
Yeah, I also wanted to be a veterinarian.
A princess.
A singer.
Oh yeah, singer. Me and my quadruplet siblings were gonna be in like a band together, like the Naked Brothers band.
Naked Brothers band. Be a Naked Sisters band.
But yeah, my mom is a social worker, and she works with the child abuse hotline in New Jersey, and I've always like felt this passion to help children in need, maybe because I was just like in need, and I wanted and I want to be that person that I think I would have wanted as a child.
Exactly.
But I had like a weird way of going to school. At first I was doing community college because my mental wasn't all the way there. But then I felt well enough. I applied to Montclair and I got in, and I met the best person ever, Angel Bradley.
Me. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Applause.
I know. She's applauding
Applause.
herself.
I live for the applause, live for the applause.
Apparently she's in like a singing mood.
The applause. And scene.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I got in. My mommy went there.
To Montclair.
Yeah, she went there, and it's been an up and down experience with being in school and struggling with my mental health, but it's awesome, and I love my major. It's child advocacy and policy. I've never heard that major anywhere else, and it's in a nutshell what I want to do.
Yeah. So you want to work specifically with children?
Yes. First I have a whole like plan. First I want to work at DIFAS. Then I want to work maybe in shelters, domestic violence shelters with like kids.
Gotcha.
I might go back for my master's and get a degree in social work and then become a therapist. But that's not set in stone yet.
You can work for DIFAS with a bachelor's?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and actually, I think, I don't want to get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can, like, they'll pay for some of it if you want to go get your master's.
I love that.
But you all only, to be like a caseworker, you need your bachelor's.
Oh, that's good to know. Because I'm going for my MSW Master of Social Work, because you need that in order to get your LSW licensed social worker, and then eventually your LCSW licensed clinical social worker. So I got to take all these steps.
I know, but the good thing with that, I don't know if the audience or anyone, there's like more flexibility within with.
Yeah, I can do a lot. I can work in school settings. I can work in jails if I wanted to. I could work with kids. I could work with adults, adolescents, everything in between, and in all different settings. So I like that about what I'm gonna end up doing. I don't have to limit myself to one area.
Yeah. I have limited myself for almost 10 years.
I mean, but
No, I'm joking. You know, because like I need to do this.
Yeah.
You know, it's all out of a need.
Do you think that, I mean, you kind of said it, but do you think that like our strong passion for wanting to help people is because when we were children, we didn't like get the attention that we wanted from others, so we're trying to compensate by studying it so hard so that we can give that attention to the younger generation?
Oh, definitely. I think like for me, just being like depressed at like a young age, I just needed something. There was something lacking there, like in my life. My mom had a lot going on, and you know, it was just her at that around that time. So yeah, I want to be that force, that so that a child isn't lacking, you know?
Yeah, that's also why I started my clothing business and this podcast, because I want to be like the voice of reason for others that are afraid to use their voice.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that we're two people that want to advocate for others doing this, because it's like I want people to watch this and think, I'm not alone in this, because I know that that's what we both would have needed when we were younger.
And honestly, that's what I have in you, like now. Just like I'm not alone in my
You're not alone. You're my best friend. Aww. We did a TikTok about the man, oh man, you're my best friend now.
I hate everyone, but man, oh man, you're my best friend. I'll scream it to the nothingness. There ain't nothing that I need. World hard and heavy pumpkin pie.
But my favorite is probably the bitches with anorexia.
Bitches with bulimia. Best friends.
Моя была веществом, я говорю нет, оно а я делаю когда перед повижу тебя на его.
Okay, so I know I kind of asked this earlier, but what type of therapy would you most want to do? Like what population of people?
Definitely trauma. I think, especially not in the beginning, because it's still so fresh for me. I'm currently processing through all of my trauma, but as I'm working through it and like seeing how my current therapist goes about it, it definitely makes me more interested in it, and I definitely want to be that support for other people while they're processing it, because it's such a hard thing to do, and I want to be there for like the journey of healing from it, because it's like beautiful, and I just want to experience that from the other side and not be the one crying. Like I want to be the one like helping someone cry through it.
Yeah.
Not crying.
Isn't it crazy? Like you've had a lot of therapists, I have, and sometimes like I find myself like thinking in a therapist's voice. Do you do that?
No, literally. Are you talking about like being your own therapist, or
Yeah.
like your therapist's thoughts like in your brain?
Well, yeah, both. It's like
because I have both also.
Yeah, it's like when let's say like I'm having like this negative thought about myself, I think about like an annoying question that my therapist would ask, an annoying but helpful question. Like let's say like I'm the worst person ever. That's like the thought, and then Kara, she's like, why do you think that? And then I'll give an answer, and it's
WWCS. What would Kara say?
oh my god. Honestly, she pisses me off. I love her, but she pisses me off. She asks questions that I don't want to answer within myself, because I don't like the way that I do things now, but I'm used to the way that I do things now.
Yeah, and so, she makes you not do those things.
Yeah. Listeners, do you have like those moments in therapy where you're like, God damn, like stop it.
Stop telling me what I don't want to hear.
Yeah. Like be mean to me. Invalidate me.
Yeah.
Agree.
No, but we were talking about like being your own therapist type of thing, and I wanted to agree with you, because I used to literally joke with all of my therapists how like I could technically be my own therapist, because I know everything they're gonna say to me. don't do it until they physically say it to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say something and then I'll know exactly what my therapist will say, but like it just feels better coming from her rather than me. So I won't take my own advice, but I'll take hers
Yeah.
for some reason.
I like 8 years of therapy, like I would have to like be able to anticipate what they're gonna say to me.
Yeah.
But no.
Like I could definitely
You tell me.
Like no, literally, like I know all of the coping skills. I know like all the cognitive distortions and how to overcome them and how to like distress tolerance skills and all of that. I know it. Like it's all in my mind, in my little coping toolbox in my brain. But for some reason, none of that comes out until my therapist tells me, hey, this is what you need to do, because it feels better hearing it from a professional than myself, where I think that I'm wrong 97% of the time.
Yeah.
And I doubt myself.
I feel you. No, I understand.
But then at the same time, it's like not being my own therapist way, but like my therapist said something to me whenever I was really struggling after a session. I wanted to engage in self-harm, and she said, don't ruin all of this progress for 4 minutes of peace. And
shit.
that like stuck with me my entire way home, because all I was thinking about was engaging in self-harm. But she was basically saying, like, don't throw away all of your success just for a few minutes of satisfaction.
Oh, that's great.
Right? And that stuck with me. So that's what I thought you were saying about like having your therapist like voice in your head. Like whenever I'm in a really stressful situation, like that exact phrase just pops in my head. Like, don't ruin all of your progress for just that moment of silence that you are craving right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's
I agree with that too. Like I do have specific things that I don't remember now, but like in the moment I remember.
yeah.
Because I'm almost like within myself grasping for a reason not to like engage in my negative behaviors. So
Yeah.
and at those moments, you know, my outpatient therapist that's not in PHP, Jill, her voice comes to my head. Yeah. So she's in my head as well. I hear voices.
in my head.
Wait, do you know that song? It's like, I hear voices in my head and they talk to me and I understand. They talk to me. No? Just me? Okay.
It sounds like some emo band.
Give me some
Panic
Green
at the
Day.
Disco.
I jump in. Haven't you people
People ever heard of closing the goddamn door? No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of voice and originality. Wow, that harmony.
Yeah. We're actresses, or not singers.
Actresses?
We're
Just
singers.
singers. Just like what we wanted to be when we were 4. I'm a 4-year-old, so I would be so proud.
I know. Like, look
Let's
at
go to
us
America's
now.
Got Talent.
Okay.
And just for Simon Cowell to say, it's a no from me.
But it is about that time.
Aww. Like, you know how, like,
Yeah, I know.
engaged-
Yeah. But it has been fun.
It's been a great episode, guys. Thanks so much for listening to us.
Yes, thank you. We talk so much.
Yeah, like you don't have to listen to us. I mean, if you haven't clicked off of this yet, and if you're still here, I want you to comment your favorite fruit, just so we know who the real ones are. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys on our next episode, which will have a special guest.
Yay! Yippee! Ew.